Did you know that a quiet crisis is sweeping through American cities and towns? It's not making the front page every day, but its effects are being felt from the sun-soaked beaches of California to the iconic skyline of New York. Stores are closing, restaurants are running on half capacity, and families are struggling to make ends meet. And the reason might surprise you. It's not just inflation or online shopping. It's the dramatic, and some say permanent, decline of international tourism to the United States. Stay with us, because by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly who's paying the price, and number one will shock you. Welcome, everyone. If you're passionate about the economy, travel, or just curious about the forces shaping your community, you're in the right place. We dive deep into stories like this every week. So, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you don't miss out. It really helps us out. Now, let's get into it. Before the pandemic, the United States was a tourism powerhouse. In 2019, a record 79.3 million international visitors poured into the country. They spent over $233 billion on hotels, food, shopping, and experiences. That money didn't just vanish into corporate coffers, it circulated. It paid the salary of a waitress in a Miami diner, it kept the lights on at a family-owned gift shop in San Francisco, and it funded city projects through tax revenue. It was a thriving ecosystem. Then, the bottom fell out. The pandemic-era travel bans were the first major blow. But even as the world reopened, a troubling trend emerged. The U.S. wasn't getting its share of travelers back. Why? A combination of factors. A strong U.S. dollar making vacations here incredibly expensive for Europeans and Asians, ongoing complex visa wait times that can take over a year for some countries, and frankly, increased competition. Places like Turkey, Japan, and Mexico rolled out the red carpet, while the U.S. message was perceived as less welcoming. The result? By the end of 2024, international visitor numbers were still languishing at nearly 20% below 2019 levels. But what does that percentage actually mean on the ground? Let's break it down. The first and most obvious domino to fall is the hospitality sector. International tourists are the lifeblood of high-end dining and iconic experiences. They are far more likely to splurge on that fancy steakhouse, take a guided tour, or book a luxury hotel suite. Without them, fine dining restaurants in tourist hubs are seeing a massive drop in revenue. We're talking about a 30–40% decline in foot traffic from high-spending patrons. This forces tough choices. Reduce staff hours, cut menu options, or in the worst cases, shut down entirely. It's a trickle-down effect. Less business for the restaurant means less business for the local food distributor, the linen service, and the local brewery that supplied the beer. Next up, retail. And I'm not just talking about souvenir shops selling "I Heart NY" t-shirts, though they are getting hammered. I'm talking about luxury brands on Fifth Avenue, outlet malls in Orlando, and independent boutiques in New Orleans. International tourists account for a disproportionate amount of luxury goods sales. They come to the U.S. specifically to buy brands like Apple, Nike, and Coach because, even with a strong dollar, it can be cheaper than back home. That spending has evaporated. Major retail corridors are reporting sales declines that haven't been seen since the 2008 financial crisis. This isn't just an online shopping problem. This is a specific loss of a key customer base that cannot be replaced. So, what's the latest? Where do we stand in 2025? Well, the government and industry groups are scrambling. We've seen some recent moves. Visa processing improvements. The State Department has finally started to see the fruits of a massive hiring push for consular officers. Wait times for visitor visas in key countries like India and Brazil have dropped from 500+ days to a more manageable 120 days. It's a step, but critics say it's too little, too late. Automated entry systems. Major airports like JFK and LAX have installed new automated passport control kiosks to reduce entry wait times, a major complaint from tourists. The See America campaign, a new, privately funded $100 million marketing campaign launched just last month aimed at key international markets, highlighting natural parks and cultural diversity. But the question remains, are these efforts enough to reverse a half-decade of decline? So, who is really paying the price for this tourism decline? You might think it's the big hotel chains or the billionaire retail CEOs. But the number one group, the one that might shock you, is the American local. That's right. It's you and your community. Here's how. The local worker. The hourly wage employee, the hotel housekeeper, the bartender, the tour guide, whose shifts get cut first. The local taxpayer. Cities like Orlando, Las Vegas, and New York rely heavily on tourism taxes, hotel taxes, sales taxes, to fund essential services. Less tourism means a massive budget shortfall. That means less money for local schools, public parks, police, and road repairs. The burden then shifts to residents through higher property or sales taxes. The local business owner. The souvenir shop owner is a local. The restaurant owner is a local. They invested their life savings into a dream that depended on a thriving visitor economy. They are the ones facing bankruptcy. This isn't just a problem for the tourism industry. This is a problem that strikes at the heart of local American economies and communities. The decline of international tourism is more than just a statistic. It's a story of economic uncertainty that is rippling through our towns and cities. It affects jobs, taxes, and the very character of the places we call home. Understanding this is the first step. The next step is to demand better policies, support local businesses that are struggling, and advocate for a more welcoming and efficient travel system if we want to reverse this trend. This was a deep dive, and if you found it informative, do us a huge favor. Smash that like button if you learned something new. Let us know in the comments. Have you seen the impact of tourism decline in your own city? And most importantly, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell. We put a lot of research into these videos to bring you the clearest picture of what's happening in our economy. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.